What's going on, guys? If there's any video that I've ever created that you need to listen to, this is the video. This is probably the most powerful video that I've ever made in literally all of my video creation years. So definitely pay attention. This is my formula to how I'm able to print money for my clients. Literally, I just found out that I just created $120,000 for my new client in under 90 days. And literally, this is the formula. So I'm giving away the sauce. If this is something that you guys want to create for yourself, or if this is something that you want to create for your clients, this is what I call the AI content engine. So let's jump into my laptop and you can see what I'm talking about. All right, guys, we're here. So let me tell you about this client. I didn't want to give you guys his name, so we're just going to call him Dave in this case, okay? Dave is a coach. He's also an author. He's a content creator. He does tons of content. You may have heard of him before. He's also sitting on a gold mine. He's making tons of content and he hasn't published everything, but he just has a lot of content, right? And the one thing that I really respect about him is he loves authenticity. So that's something that he's true to, and it was actually hard to land him as a client because he's like, yo, I don't want AI to be pushing out this content. I want to be authentic and people love me and they connect to me. So we wanted to create something that aligned with him, but also push his vision further, right? But the thing about Dave, he's strapped for time. Like, he's overworked, he's flying all over the place. He's in Dubai, in LA, and he's in Hawaii. He's basically making all this content, showing up on all these podcasts, and he just literally doesn't have the time to create content all the time, if you know what I mean. So he hit this content bottleneck. So his team's not able to create the content because every time they try to like give him a script and stuff, he really doesn't like it. And also he's struggling to engage with his community because he basically is strapped for time, right? So he's getting 50 to 100 comments on his post, but he's not able to interact with these people. And the biggest reason on why he reached out to me is because he said that he's losing clients from other competitors because they're just more visible. For example, he had someone send him an email and they basically said, bro, I love all of your content, everything you do, but I'm going with this other person because I keep seeing their content everywhere. So that's when the light flicked in his head and he was like, yo, I need this AI system built inside of my business. So I'm gonna show you how we did that for him and how we 10x his content and also his income. Okay, so this is Dave 1.0, which you just saw, and he's going through a journey, right? So let's take him down a journey. Step one. What we had to do is gather all of his content. We're talking about on Instagram, on podcasts, transcripts, literally everything, his books, his audio tapes, everything, right? So basically, and I put a little example of how we do it. This is like my content, right? But we put it in a database where you're able to see all the content that he's ever created. So that's step one. We want to collect the data, right? Then after we collected all of his data on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of this stuff, right? We put it into this software called Chatbase, Stack AI, or BotPress. These are basically chatbots that allow you to put information in and you can interact with it, right? So it's pretty simple. We just connected everything to this chatbot and we trained AI on his tone and voice. So after we go ahead and create everything on chatbot, we move it into somewhere where his team interacts. So for example, most of our clients, they interact with their team through Slack. So we put a Slack bot inside of Slack to where his team can go ahead and just talk to the AI version of Dave. So they go ahead and they talk to AI Dave and they may say like, hey, what do you think about this topic? Or they may go to him and say like, what would kind of caption would he write? Or can you write the next 10 tweets for AI Dave? And since it's trained on everything that he's done previously, it gives out a very, very accurate depiction of what he actually will put out. So instead of going to ChatGPT and sounding like a bot, this sounds exactly like something that Dave will put out. So after we connect this bot to something like Slack or WhatsApp or wherever his team chats, right? Then that's the next step. So remember, the first thing that we do is we collect the data. The next thing is we train the AI. And then after that, we help the team communicate. So now let's get into the cloning. Step 4, we use a tool called 11labs to basically clone his voice so it sounds exactly like our client. So let's just say Dave is sick and he can't really use his voice, right? We want 11labs to go ahead and produce his voice so his team can go ahead and cut up some reels, maybe with B-roll on it. And then the next tool that we use is called HeyGen, and this is what we train his video on. So basically, when you have a client or for yourself, you just need to use clean video with no subtitles or anything on it, just a talking head to the camera, and then you're able to train HeyGen on its features. So we combine HeyGen and 11labs together. So we put the voice with HeyGen, right? And then we can go ahead and create podcasts or create content out of that. So his team's able to create the content without him. But in the case of most of my clients, they basically use this step internally into AI. It's 100%, right? So basically the team can go ahead and create some mock content, send it over to our client, Dave. And Dave can go ahead and look at the AI version of him and be like, damn, that's a cool video. Let me just recreate it if he doesn't want to post it. Basically gives Dave an insane starting point because you can go ahead and schedule this content out. Either you use the content that HeyGen creates targets or if he uses it from his starting point. And then we use a tool called Metricool to basically schedule everything out on all the social media platforms, the Instagram, the Twitter, all the new platforms that pop up. Literally, he's on everything. So Dave went from posting 2 pieces of content to 25 pieces of content a day. We're able to automate lead engagement, which we're gonna get into next, and then he can spend more time on just coaching and speaking and growing. That's what he's good at. We need him to be in his zone of genius. We need him to just literally speak in front of the camera and then have the team go ahead and cut up everything to put online so he just can speak. And the more we free up his time, Dave's able to create more and more content. So now we're at Dave 2.0. But like I mentioned before, let's get into the automated leads engagement, right? Okay, so if you think about it, we've actually cloned Dave. He's able to be on vacation. He's able to hang out with his family because now his team can go ahead and create the content for him. And the crazy part is now that we've cloned him, we're able to put it in his school community and all of his communities so it can engage with people and in WhatsApp groups. So now we've almost removed Dave out of the company so he can literally stay in his zone of creation. And then we let the AI bot do everything else. We're talking about do all of the sales and automation in the company. So basically, if we go all the way back, let's just say over here to chat-based Stack AI, you can connect these to all of the social media platforms to talk as if it was Dave. So now AI Dave is doing all the sales to be able to generate that extra $120,000 in 90 days. Because the thing is, no one's gonna sell like Dave will, but Dave just doesn't have the time to sell. But what's better than having like an AI Dave that's trained on all of his knowledge and it has access to ChatGPT? So this is huge. Hopefully you can see where we're going. We're actually cloning people, and I don't know, man. A lot of times when it comes to this AI space, I can see a lot of people doing the same thing, but this is how you actually add value into people's lives. And it's something that's a no-brainer. Like, who wouldn't want a clone of themselves in their company? Because then they can take themselves out of their company. So if this is something that you can provide for others, this will be of tremendous value. So if you want to start landing clients creating an AI content engine, just make sure to like and subscribe because I'll be putting out more videos on this topic, just breaking down my entire process, just more in depth so we can go over step 1 at a time or step 2 and things like that. But if this is something that you want to create for yourself and your company, feel free to book a call below. We can talk to it, see if you're qualified, and actually bring you on as a client because this is huge. We're just honestly generating more money because whatever you're selling, we're able to get it in front of more eyeballs because we're just pushing out more content and all of the leads are followed up with. And my vision is to help 100 thought leaders 10x their content and automate their business using AI clones, because I like the thought leader space because I feel like they're pushing a really good message, and that was something I needed to hear when I was younger. So to be able to spread that message faster and more efficiently is all what I'm about. So stay tuned and let me know in the comments if you like this topic, and I'll see you in the next one.